When you're getting sick of school and you don't know what to do, put on your pajamas, tune into Chamily drama.
Before we start, we would like to respectfully acknowledge that we are occupying land in Peterborough, Nogojinawong on the Treaty 20 territory and traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. This land is associated with the Williams Treaty. We offer our gratitude to the First Nations for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chamily Drama. Just before we start, we're going to go over a couple announcements and talk about some things that happened last week. So first, last Wednesday was Trent Day, April 4th, so happy birthday, Trent. In honor of Trent Day, the colleges had a really nice barbecue on Vada Podium. So if you wore your Trent colors or your college colors or your college scarf or any merch like that, you could go and get a free meal. So that was really nice. It was good to see all the college principals out there, meeting with students and gaining connections and stuff like that. And then also for Trent Day, Champlain College hosted bingo, which was really great. It was probably one of the best bingos we've had yet. So many people came. It was awesome. We absolutely had a blast. We're sad that it's our last bingo for the year. However, we are going to be bringing back Great Hall Bingo next year. So make sure you do come out to those.
And if you guys loved anything particular about the bingo, maybe you loved the prizes we had, maybe you loved the free popcorn, make sure you let us know so that we can apply those same things to our next bingo event and just keep on making it even better. Also last week, Champlain Cabinet had their last event of the year, which was the Earth Day Stress Buster and Meet Your Cabinet. That was on April 5th, and it was in the Great Hall in the CLLC. They had so much fun playing board games, just chatting, answering any questions anyone had about Cabinet. It was a great way to de-stress before exams, and I hope you guys were able to make it out there and have a great time. As well, exams are coming up, so we wanted to wish everybody good luck with all of your exams and have a great summer. Speaking of summer, if you're looking to register in summer courses still, the last day to add summer courses for the May term will be May 3rd. So that's for the full summer term or for the first 6 weeks of the summer term. So definitely take a look into that if that's something you're interested in.
So the topic of this episode is going to be the Pig's Ear Tavern and its history and future and its connection to Trent and Trent students.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, which you probably don't, the Pig's Ear Tavern was one of the most popular pubs, not only for Trent students, but in Peterborough as a whole. It was open for over 60 years, I believe, and located downtown Peterborough. It had a very huge tradition and following of students and alumni who just loved the tavern so much. It was such a big part of Trent culture, with so many different traditions, so many different events they held, lots of games, dollar beers, the whole bit. But it unfortunately had to close about 6 years ago, which was right before we were able to come to Trent. However, all of my family members who grew up in Peterborough or came to Trent only have the most amazing stories and best things to say about the Pig's Ear Tavern. And I've always been super sad I wasn't able to make it out, but luckily, two Trent alumni, Steve and Ashley, recently bought the Pig's Ear Tavern and are planning to reopen it this summer. So we have a great interview to share with you guys where we interviewed Ashley and Steve about their plans, what traditions will be making a return, what things might be changing with the tavern. And it's just such a great interview, and we hope that you guys enjoy it.
Now we're going to hear from Ashley and Steve about the Pig's Ear Tavern.
Right. So thank you so much for being here today with us. Just to start, would you guys want to give a little bit of an introduction of yourselves?
Okay. I'm Ashley Holmes. I'm one of the new owners of the Pig's Ear Tavern. I went to Trent University starting in 2006. Took business administration and also was on the rowing team and helped out a lot with that, and then worked at the Pig's Ear Tavern as well for 7 to 10 years.
Wow.
Perfect. And I'm Steve Robertson, co-owner, partner of Ashley's, proud Trent alumni from Champlain, by the way. started 93 and graduated 97. Also on the rowing team, just separate generations from Ashley.
So what did you guys do before you decided to reopen the Pigs Ear?
Just dreamed of opening the Pigs Ear, like everyone.
Well, yeah, like I said, I worked here in university, and then I moved out west 7 years ago and started working in food and beverage at Ski Hill. And then also I work in silviculture, so tree planting and reforestation and reclamation of different areas. And then we saw that the Pigs Ear was for sale, and then we bought it.
My background, I took psych at Trent, and I am not a psychologist like most people who took psych at Trent at the time. I did a bunch of different things and eventually landed in technology, and have done a few different startups and then sold the companies. I've got a new one right now, and I do a lot of consulting and advisory work for technology companies and specifically senior care.
And what made you guys want to take on the project of reopening the Pigs Ear?
I mean, honestly, both of us were not really planning on doing this. It just, the opportunity came up, and then we went for it because it was such an icon in Peterborough and of the Trent community that we had to go for it, basically. And, it's just like, if not now, then when? And it's already been sitting for 6 years and nothing happened. So it was kind of a sign for us to be able to do this and bring it back. And like, people knowing about it coming back has been really awesome and exciting. And
yeah. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it was truly an impulse buy, like we're picking up a pack of gum at the grocery store, but it did just sort of fall in front of both of us. Ashley and I didn't know each other prior to Head of the Trend homecoming this past year, and we were introduced by a mutual friend from the rowing club on the Monday following Head of the Trend, and the opportunity to purchase the pig was brought forward, and we connected, and then just took a look at each other and said, well, we've individually been talking to groups of people saying, wouldn't it be great if we could put some money together and reopen such a beloved establishment? And then we together just said, let's just do this. And it was a bit of a shock when our offer was accepted. I personally did go into physical shock for about half an hour, and then we recovered, and now we're full steam ahead.
Yeah, I know all of the alumni I've talked to are so glad that you guys bought it, and we're really looking forward to it. So
yeah, it's the response that we've gotten is beyond anything that I expected. Yeah. Ashley had a better sense of the response just based on having worked here in the past, and being a little closer to the community than I am. I'm out of town, and Ashley's been here off and on more than me, but it's shocking how happy this has made people. This is not specifically like a financial investment. I think that both of us can probably be comfortable in saying that we were doing this because we love the venue. We love what it brought to generations of people from the city as well as the university. And it's more of a labor of love than something that we're not looking to get rich off of this. Without a doubt, that's not happening. We're just very excited to be able to bring it back for everyone to enjoy.
Amazing. And what was the Pigs Ear Tavern like when you were a Trent student?
Very much like it is now. It really hasn't changed in probably 40, 50 years. So I started Trent 30 years ago this fall. And when I first walked through the doors, it looked exactly like it does now, with one exception. It used to have carpet, and now it's got tiled floors. So they ripped up the carpet many years ago, and from what I understand, they cut them into small pieces and sold them, and they sold every single piece.
Really interesting.
Yeah, like you can see the wood paneling behind us. We're in the bar right now. This has been for probably 50 plus years, wouldn't you say? Yeah. The atmosphere is exactly the same. I told them that the only change that I can recognize from my time was the carpet is gone and there's tile down. there used to be a shuffleboard table in this room, and that obviously there's nothing here anymore. But otherwise, it looks and feels exactly the same.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I know some of my family members who are from Peterborough went to the closing ceremony at the Pig's Ear, the original one,
Yeah.
and they were auctioning off every single thing in sight. So
Yeah, people bought doors, they bought like fixtures of the place, and a lot of people have actually started to offer them back as mementos that we can put back into the bar, because we don't want to change how it looks. We want it to be the same as what everyone really remembers and cherishes.
amazing.
That's really cool. That being said, so are there going to be any changes happening that you think? Will it be very similar to how it was when you were a Trent student?
Yeah, we're trying to keep it as same as possible, but we are, cleaning it up a bit, because like when people thought it was going to be demoed, they were like doing a little bit more damage to walls and stuff, and just, like there are sections of floor that need to be fixed, and just, as sort of few fixes as we can to the outside appearance. Then there's some stuff that nobody will see, like the beer cooler and other internal things, just to make the building better. And then the only major change that people will notice will be probably the women's washroom will be renovated, and that everyone will rejoice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think there will be any complaints about that change.
And
No, there was always a lineup, and we're hoping to cut down on that line significantly.
So I feel like we all know the answer to this question, but do you expect to see a lot of Trent alumni at the reopening of the Pig's Ear?
Yeah, I think that would probably be an understatement based on the response we've received. We haven't really established the opening date, the official opening date yet, but based on the feedback we've gotten from the community and from the alumni who have reached out from, honestly, like around the world, alumni have reached out.
Wow.
We don't think that we can adequately have an opening night, just because we don't want people traveling from out of town and standing in line for hours. We want people to be able to come in and enjoy the festivities. So it'll probably be an extended long-term opening to make sure that everyone can participate.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's going to be really hard to have like one single day, because there's thousands of people that want to come, and our capacity is not that. And then so how we do the opening, we're going to have to figure that out so that we include everyone. But yeah, it's going to be wild.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll also have a lot of current Trent students as well as alumni. So that'll be really interesting to get the new crowd in there as well.
Yeah.
That's sort of our hope with like opening in the summer, that we do, sort of cycle through some of the alumni before the fall when the students are, so that by the fall it can be about students, and alumni can, let them have it.
I know we're super excited to come this summer. So
Yeah, we've been talking about how the bar's been closed for 6 years now. So there's an entire cohort of Trent students who never attended.
that would be us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I assume that you had heard about it before, either from people in the community, the university, or family members who may have attended, and are sort of curious to see what it's like. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. The students will be very happy to hear. The downtown venue that has been such a big piece of Trent's existence for the entire time the university's been around.
Yeah, when I told my family I was coming to Trent, the first thing they said was, "You're gonna love the Pig's Ear," and then 6 months later it closed.
Oh.
No, so I'm very excited to be able to.
Yeah.
What's both of your favorite memories from the Pig's Ear from your time at Trent?
Well, you have both attending and working at, so that's going to be a tough one for you.
Yeah, mostly working, I think.
Some of the memories are probably a little foggy, so we'll
That's very fair.
Yeah, in terms, like, I only came to the bar for 3 years before I started working here. But yeah, all of the memories from working here were really awesome. Like being here when there's events happening, but also being here and like establishing relationships with people that also worked here, like building your own family as we do in university. It's like those people who are still in my life, and like John and Lily, the former owners, I would consider them family as well. So it's sort of like just like building those relationships with people who are going to be in your life forever, right? And yeah, just being here in the community that it creates is really great too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing that I did not have from my time here. I didn't work here, and I was a patron, but just my friend group and I sort of kept to ourselves. So I didn't have a relationship with John and Liley like other patrons, and certainly Ashley as an employee and patron would have had. But they've been very embracing of myself and of Ashley and myself doing this project. They're very excited about it, and they're planning on coming up for the opening. In terms of my experience, my fondest memory, and I've said this in other interviews that we've done, is I feel such a strong memory of being able to drop in any time, and there would always be somebody I knew here every single time, without question. Could have been like an afternoon when the bar was open, you could drop in, and maybe there's a couple of older guys from GE that came in after their shift or whatever, but there would always be some students. And as a student myself, Trent's a small school and you get to know a lot of people. Being able to come in here and sit down with anybody every time you walk in, and then other people come in, and it was just nice to see a community shifting people all the time.
Yeah, that's really lovely. And could you tell us a little bit about what a piggy degree is, and if you'll be bringing this tradition back?
Yes, we will be bringing it back, and it's called a piggy diploma. And basically during convocation, John and Wiley, they would go to all the convocations to like watch them during the day, and then in the evening they would, like on the same days, because usually it's like 3 days, the convocation happens in June. So they would go and like watch people and like wave at them. And then in the evening they would come and they'd get a piggy degree. And it's just it's a piece of paper. It's, very official, obviously. So it's just a piece of paper, but it's very important. And then, yeah, it's like, it just says, like I have graduated, or this is my Pig's Ear diploma. I do have copies of it, and we will be bringing it back.
And it was a bit of a ceremony too.
Yeah.
Like there was a presentation, and John would hand them out individually to each person and congratulate them from graduating, not just from Trent, but from the Pig's Ear.
Yeah.
And so a couple questions as well that I've gathered from some alumni that I know. They wanted to know if you still be able to get free pickled eggs on your birthday.
Yeah, you bet.
Great. And so I assume then there will also still be the jar of pickled eggs or something similar.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, we've already spoken with the local person who always produced them, and she's planning to buy and pickle a lot of eggs for us.
Yeah. Amazing. I know a lot.
And just so everyone knows, they're frozen. Somebody's frozen.
Yeah.
So pickled eggs, everyone thinks they're like, they've been sitting for a really long time and they're gross, but it's really only like 3 weeks, that they pickle like any other thing that gets pickled. It just, I understand that the optics of a pickled egg is like a little bit weird, but once you have one,
they're tasty and healthy. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's great. Will there be trivia is the last one.
Yes, we are planning on doing trivia.
Amazing.
Trivia, live music, bingo, all of the old favorites will be coming back.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome time. I know we definitely can't wait to attend. And we've been hearing lots of Trent students talking about it. And of course, they'll get to learn a little bit more about it through this episode. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all that with us. It's really awesome.
Thanks to you both. We'll be sure to share information and updates as they come out.
Great. Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out and keep people updated on our end as well then.
That would be great.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks, Ashley and Steve. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing all of your knowledge that you have about the Pig's Ear with us. And we are so excited for the reopening in the summer and to have students be able to attend in the fall.
Reminders, good luck to everybody on exams as well. May 3rd is the last day to register for summer courses, so make sure you take a look into that. Also, graduation is coming up. Make sure you check your grad dates. There are different convocation dates and times depending on your major, so make sure you check that out on Trent U graduation. as that's really important information for you to know. You can also check out our episode all about grad, where we talk about things like how to get grad photos, important information regarding bringing guests, and what convocation actually looks like. So also feel free to reach out to us at the Champlain office if you have any questions regarding grad or any other things to do with exams.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and we hope you all have a great rest of your week.
Bye.